I'm Z, and today we are back and we're going to be talking about lash mapping. Lash mapping is important because it allows you to lash a lot faster because it removes the guesswork. So it pretty much gives you a guide on where you're putting what length. All right, ladies, so I'm going to show you how to map an open eye. And with the open eye, we know we have the natural shape and the dramatic shape. So here's one eye, here's the other. Okay, so let's say here's our client's natural lashes. I always tell our students, when you are mapping, you are going to use process of elimination, number one, and fill in the blanks, number two. So what I mean by that is process of elimination. When you are going to map, you're going to start with what you already know. So you already know what's the longest length you're going to put on your client, and obviously the shortest length you're going to put on your client. So longest length with an open eye, we already know goes right in the center. So with a natural shape, and let's give me some more space up here. With a natural shape, we are giving them obviously very subtle transitions because we want that more natural, almost along their natural lash length or look. So the longest length would go here in the center. And let's say with her, we are doing 12s here. And we are doing 8 on the inner corner. So with a natural shape, inners and outers are about the same length, so we'll mark those off. So we've got the longest length, the shortest length, and then we fill in the blanks, ladies. So we go from 8, 9, 10, 11. And then back down. So 11, 10, 9. Okay, so if you see here, your transition is very subtle. It gives that very soft, natural shape. It's still an open eye because the longest length is in the center, so it's going to open up that eye a little bit. Another point I want to touch is, if you notice, I used all the lengths in between. So you want to make sure that you're not skipping a length. So let's say you're going 8, 10, 12, because then you're going to have steps in your lash look. So it'll look something like this versus a very smooth transition like that. So you want to always make sure you're using all the lengths in between the shortest and longest length. Okay, now over here with the more dramatic look, you're going to use a lot more lengths in between because you want that super dramatic look. So let's say on this client, we're using 8 on the inner corners, but we're going to take her all the way up to a 14. So again, with the open eye, the longest length goes in the center. The shortest lengths go in the outer corner. And then again, we're filling in the blanks. So we're fitting 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 13, 12, 11, 10. Let's give them a little bit more space. Okay, so we'll mark those off. So if you notice this shape here, the natural shape, is going to give you more of a subtle open eye, whereas the dramatic is going to give you obviously a more dramatic open eye. So like that upside down U. So this one opens the eye quite a bit. Now next I want to show you how to map a cat eye, and I have two different variations I want to go over and who you would use each one on. So here we're going to do a, what would we call it? A more true cat eye versus the squirrel or kitten look. Okay, so let's start with the true cat eye. And actually, I want to go over a few points on eye shapes before we jump into the cat eye, so it makes a little bit more sense. So let me draw a few on here. Okay, so if you were to look at someone from the front and divide the eye in half, that's how you would tell if the outer corner of their eye is downturned or upturned, or if their eye is level. For a cat eye, a true cat eye, you want to make sure that your client's eye is tilted upward. So not downturned, but upturned on the outer corner. So more like this one here, where you can see the outer corner of the eye is higher than the inner corner. That's a great candidate for a true cat eye, because even though you're putting all that length, the eye is so upturned that it's really going to pull that eye out and really accentuate that cat eye. Whereas if you have a client with a downturned eye and you put all that weight here, it's really going to make that eye droop. It's going to accentuate the downturned part of the eye. So you want to stay away from doing a true cat eye on this client. However, if you have a client whose eyes aren't necessarily downturned, but the top part of the lid comes down a little bit further. So if I cut this one in half, they're almost at the same place, but the top lid comes down just a little bit further. You can still give them a cat eye, but in that instance, you would give them the squirrel or the kitten map. And we're gonna go over that in a minute, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so here's our eye. We're giving her the true cat eye. So with a cat eye, you already know the longest length goes on the outer corner. Especially with the true cat eye, your longest length is going to go on the very outer corner. So let's say we are doing our longest length as a 15 or a 14. So let's put 14 here. And the inner corner, we're going to do an 8. You want to use a lot of transition sizes for a cat eye because you want to keep this part here very short so that it gives that true length on the outer corner. So now we'll fill in the blanks. So this is what your true cat eye map would look like. Now I want to jump into the squirrel, and this one's a lot of fun. This one is really the one you're going to use on most people who ask you for a cat eye. It's very rare to find a person who has very upturned eyes that can hold a true cat eye. So with most clients who want that cat eye look, this is the look you're going to give them. So let's say this client has almond-shaped eyes, but the top lid comes down a little bit further, then the bottom lid comes up. So with her, we're still going to give her that length in the outer part of her eye. However, we're going to transition her down a few lengths, okay? And when you transition her down, where you're placing or how you're placing those extensions is very important. So let's say, again, her longest length is 14. We're going to place it in this section instead of the very outer section. And these extensions are going to be placed in this direction. okay? The shorter lengths that you're going to place here, 13 and 12, these you're going to place in an upright direction. So these will go straight up, and these will come out and over the shorter ones, so that these shorter ones are giving support and lifting the eye, while the longer lengths are coming over and really accentuating that cat eye pull. So it would look something like this. And it's really going to give that client, even though they've got that downturned lid, it's still going to give them that cat eye or that kitten eye look without giving them that droopiness. Also remember, ladies, that when you are actually lashing along your map, just because this section here tells you that you're going to lash 13s there, you have to remember that our lashes have 3 layers. So you're going to have those telogen, those more adult, more mature, strong, long lashes that you are going to put 13s on, but you're also going to have your catagen, which are your more medium lashes, and your anagen, which are your baby lashes in this area. So all throughout your eye, you're going to have those different sizes. So if this section says 13, you're not going to place 13s on all of the lashes in that area. So let's say you have a little baby lash like this, you're not going to put a 13 on it. Okay, it's going to be very unstable. It's too short to hold it. So you want to lash that lash appropriately, just like if you had a more medium length lash, you're going to lash that one appropriately too. So even though this section says 13, you're only placing 13s on the lashes that can actually hold that length, and the other lashes you're going to lash them according to their own length. I hope this video makes lash mapping a whole lot easier for you. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave us comments. Let us know any videos you'd like to see in the near future. See you here soon. Going back to my trailer with makeup and hair. Hold on, I forgot what I was supposed to say. And start over.